Man, you know what really gets me excited? You know, when I'm on the phone with mom, with dad, right? They're both on the phone together, okay? And, we're talking or whatnot, we're going back and forth. And let's say it was the mom that found the channel first, and then the husband is kind of like, in the background, he's listening but not listening. And, me and mom are talking. I'm like, yeah, so this is our first chunk. This is what we do. Once we get the line of credit, this is how much we'll chunk at this specific debt, which will increase our cash flow by this amount. Right? Dad is still, not saying anything. He's not asking any questions. He's just, there, listening. And then we, as we keep getting further, then I go like a year out or like 2 years out, and then I raise my voice and I'm like, so in a matter of 24 months or less, we managed to wipe out about $100,000 of debt. Okay, your cash flow goes up $1,500 per month, which gives you the ability to increase your chunk even high. And then all of a sudden, that is like, yeah, but how does that work with the chunk and how much? And then, oh shit, then dad starts jumping in the conversation. Then I know I've hooked them. Then it's like now both husband and wife are in sync, which is one of my main goals when I'm working with couples, when I'm working with the household, is sometimes I know this concept can seem so foreign, so unrealistic. Like, yo, that's not real. That can't go down. Your math is wrong. You're not calculating this. You're not calculating that. All valid questions. The danger is when you shut your mind down, when you don't allow yourself to learn. And I know it can be tough, 22 years old. Who the hell am I? Listen, I'm no one. I've told you this before. It's none of me and all of him. The minute I hit that record button, Denzel leaves the room, God enters, he speaks through my vocal cords to you, and we start to receive some revelation knowledge, all right? So when you're able to grasp this, I'm telling you, your kingdom will be established so much faster, more effectively, and you'll be able to create even more impact, okay? So diving into this example here, we have husband and wife out of Florida, tier 3 contributors, love it. Here's their income, current expense as of 2018, December, current debt, just under 200,000, cash flow starting out, very good, right? Got some good cash flow starting out, I like that. We have a $25,000 line of credit, 14.5%. We have an annual fee, which kind of sucks, but it's only 25 bucks. What I did was I listed out all the debts in detail, interest rate, everything. This is what I like. When you guys fill out a form and you just lay it all out for me. I love that, man. It makes my job so much easier. I don't have to extract so much information. It's just there and I can just blow it up. When we're looking at all of the debts, I want you to get what I'm thinking when I'm looking at your debts is I'm thinking about how fast can I get to the cash flow? How fast can I get to it, right? How fast, how quickly, using this money, the bank's money first to pay off debt and then use my income to pay me back. And then using that same income to pay the expenses, and then the cash flow stays in there, okay? So how do I effectively mathematically wipe out debt, okay, and increase cash flow? So when I looked at all of them, I was like, all right, I want to tackle this one first. We have a $25,000 line of credit, 14.5%. We have an annual fee, which kind of sucks, but it's only 25 bucks. We also have property taxes at the end of the year. So I'm adding that, into our very first chunk from this. Okay, so we're going to take money in December 2018. Cash flow is going to go up $250, which means expenses are going to go down $250. Okay, and what's going to happen is it should take me the latest April to have all this money zeroed out. Okay, and now that's being very conservative. Now, some of you do the math wrong, where you take this number or you take whatever my chunk number is and you divide it by the cash flow. And that's not necessarily how it works. You have to go by this, right? So technically, in 2 to 3 months, this money that we used of the bank's money will get zeroed out. And then the months afterwards, the debt just becomes revolving, where I'm literally only pulling out what? Expenses. And I'm keeping cash flow in. All right? Which the cash flow just creates more and more space to get me ready for my next chunk. All right? I really want you to get that. When you do, you'll get the revelation. You'll be like, huh, okay, cool. By the way, I like to do things very conservatively, so I spread things out. All right? So that even when I do spread it out, I have room for growth, room for error, room for, unexpected expenses, emergency, what have you. From December to April 2019, we're going to do another chunk. All right, so far we've wiped out this. Gone. I'm happy. The second chunk that we're going to make is $11,630. Now, from January, February, March, okay, understand that we're still paying all of our bills. So all of the debts are lowering. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to tackle this debt right here all at once, and this debt right here all at once, which is going to give me a 250 boost and a 200 boost. All right. A 450 cash flow boost in the month of April. Here's another mistake people make when they're doing the math off my numbers when you're watching, is you don't count the month that we're in. And you should be counting that month that we're in, because it's the beginning, usually the beginning of the month, that I do that chunk payment. So if I chunk at the beginning of April, what else happens in April? We get paid throughout that month. So that counts as a month. The month that you chunk in, you also count that as a month. So you go April, May, June, July, August, September. Okay? So 6 months apart, the latest, will get us to our third chunk. In between these months is when we're literally, this is all we're doing. Dumping income, taking expenses out. Dumping income, taking expenses out. Dumping income, taking expenses out. That's literally all we're doing. If you can get that, oh my, another revelation is going to occur. Another light bulb is going to go off. Our third chunk, we're going to analyze the debts again. We're going to say, okay, here's what's interesting. This couple had a business that they had to shut down, due to an overflow of debt. Okay, so these two debts right here are business debts. Now, what's nice is the business still had cash for like 5 months. So from like December to April, we're not actually paying this 450 and this 169 from here per se. There's cash just being liquidated from the business, and we're using that to make the payments. So what happens temporarily from like a little after April and to September is our expenses go up 450 and 169. So expenses go up a little bit, but what's nice is it kind of offsets, because I got that 250, that 250, that 200. So that's 700, right? So my, I offset to the point where I can still make this chunk very smoothly. Another pointer to be aware of is I always keep space in my line of credit. My line of credit limit is 25,000. So I still have a good, 7,000 of space, 8K space, like right there. It's very good. And then over here, almost way more than 10K. Over here, 10K plus. You always want to keep space in your line of credit for what? Unexpected expenses, emergencies, what have you. We make a $17,300 chunk, and we're going to wipe out both business debts, all right, and get that increased cash flow. The 450, 169 goes right back up. All right, now we're rocking. I mean, we're rocking and rolling right now. Look how much cash flow increase I got within what? December to September, 10 months. Wow. I know wife is doing backflips right now, okay? Because I know she can do this sooner, okay? Sooner. I know she can do it a lot sooner, because, a husband gets bonuses and whatnot, so that really is going to boost this up. So anyways, we make that 17.3 chunk, a couple months go by, okay? February 2020 is going to be our next chunk. We're going to chunk 16,843.26 towards what? We have a first position mortgage and a second position. I'm going to wipe out the second position. Reason why is she must pay off the mortgage in full by September 9th, 2020. If she doesn't, then we would have to refinance, and that would be terrible. We don't want to do that. So by us doing velocity banking early on, by the time we actually get to September, the 9th month of 2020, look at this. We make that chunk of 16,843.26. For 1 month only, my cash flow goes up to 354. But March, April, May, June, July, August, I'm still going to be paying 354. Okay? So literally, the latest that I will wait, is we'll go all the way up to that month, September, and we'll freaking pay off the mortgage. 15,448.29 is the remainder that will be owed on the mortgage, and then indefinitely my cash flow goes up 354.88. So that gets wiped out. That's awesome. So I've got, when you tally up all the cash flow, that, all that, plus that, we're gonna come over here. Total cash flow by September, October of 2020, we're gonna be cash flowing $3,040.90. Here's what I want you to do. Times $3,040.90 by 6 months. Here's what you get. $18,245.40. Conservatively, if all we did was make $18,000 chunks every 6 months, starting in January of 2021, right? Because the amount of time it'll take to zero out 15K, September, October, November, December, January, 5 months, okay? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, that's just off the cash flow number itself. Remember, when we're dumping all the money in, it's really 4, 8, 12, bomb, done. So, January 2021, conservatively, let's say over the course of 2 years of paying $1041.56 on the mortgage, and it originally started at $118, what do you think it'll be at? You can run it on an amortization schedule. I gave you all the numbers here, okay, to look at. 16 years, 9 months left. That's the mortgage payment. There's no escrow and fees into this. It's simply principal and interest. We pay our escrow ourselves, which is how everyone should do it, okay? And you've got 3% interest rate, and that's the balance, December 2018. Plug those numbers in. I'd say, maybe that mortgage is at $105,000 come January 2021. Might be a little less, but I'll just say 105. Conservatively, if I make an $18,000 chunk every 6 months, okay, you times 18 by 3, that'll give us 3 chunks in a 12-month period, right? January, July, January, boom. That's 12 months total. 18 times 3, 54,000. Okay, that's like all principal. Then the other 9 months out of the 12 in the year, we're paying 1041.56, times that by 9, that's 9,000. Add those two numbers up, boom, 63,374.04. Mind you, no escrow or fees into this. So you and I can both agree that a lot of this money is going to be straight principal. Because, she's got a low interest rate, number one. Number two, we don't have a high balance on the mortgage, not really a lot owed. And number three, we are making massive chunks every 6 months. Very effective. And do the math. Let me know what you get. I'm saying a year and a half. A year and a half to wipe out $118,000 off your mortgage, and we get this cash flow increase of 1041.56. Oh my God. Okay? So look, I have some rule of thumb, some rules for my viewers, for my audience, for my contributors, everyone. Look, any and all extra income goes into the line of credit first, which speeds up your chunk capability. Okay? Always, always, always. Don't let the money sit stagnant and do nothing. Throw it in the line of credit, let it sit there, bring the balance down, cut off interest, take the money right back out, pay the bills, do your chunk. Okay? Next, always keep space in the line of credit. Here's where my Dave Ramsey, hand starts to come up. Oh, Denzel, what about the Dave Ramsey fund and what about having savings and an emergency fund? Yo, look how much space I have. Look at her expenses. Over the course of this time period, doesn't these expenses go down to like 2,000 or even less, right? Over the course of the whole period that we're doing it. So look, have 6 months of expenses in space on the line of credit. God forbid someone loses their job. They'll have 6 months worth of space in the line of credit. 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. So let that thing go out. Boom, 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 boom. And by that time, they'll have another job. They'll be fine. Okay? So boom, that's my space. Have fun. Look, lastly, is be a cheerful giver. Understand that when you give, you receive. Okay? It makes you feel a lot better. Your mind does not get contaminated. Okay? Because you don't want to lust. You don't want to lust after money. Okay? You want to master money. You don't want it to master you. And then when you come into abundance of money, do not let it change your character. Okay? Because if you let it change your character, then it continues to master you. And we don't want that. The way you avoid money from mastering you is giving it. This is an amazing concept. You give the money and it comes back to you tenfold. Rather than you holding on to it, keeping it, and preserving it, and trying to do I don't know with it, okay? When you're a cheerful giver, you get more than what you could ever produce, period. All right? And on top of that, being a cheerful giver, keep your eyes on the kingdom. Keep your eyes on the kingdom. When you have your focus not on you, and your personal gain, and you have your eyes on the kingdom, your eyes on your vision, on your purpose, right? The best way to know that your purpose is in line is when it's not for you. When your purpose satisfies other people's needs and wants, and you're able to truly transform someone else's life, that's when you know you're walking in purpose. Okay? So some key indications there. I hope this helps. I hope this was a nice little lesson here on, graduating in the chunks, knowing all your numbers down to the T. This is what I really liked about this person. Look, $1,905.02. $4,592.24. I love that. Give me numbers like this, and I will be able to serve you so well. Okay? Listen, if you want to work with me, I have a Patreon page. Check it out for right now. Okay? Now's the time to get in, because I'm not going to do this for very much longer. Okay? I only have about 8-9 spots left at my tier 3 level, and that number is dropping. Okay, when it closes, it closes. That's it. That's my capacity. God has a new vision for me. He wants me to start speaking and going to locations, state by state, city by city, town by town, church by church. I promise you I'm going to impact a lot of people in this lifetime. I'm going to be in business for the next 70 years. Test me. 92 years old. Hello, Miss Jones. Yeah, listen, you gotta make that chunk. Don't play with me. I've been around for too long. Make the chunk. Stop playing games. Bum. Yo, Ralph, Freddie, George, Lucy, Sandy. Stop playing games. I don't have a lot of time left. Make the damn chunk. All right? Have a wonderful day. God bless. I love you.